Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Gene Curl, and this is a series I'm doing where I read from my mission journal that I capitalize as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And as I've mentioned before, this is pretty far into the series, so if you want to get my whole mission experience, start from episode 1, or you can just start here and see what a snapshot is of a mission. But with that said, I'm going to start off where I left off on my last episode. Saturday, the 4th of September 2004. Clear and hot all day, light wind. It rained hard before daybreak and hard after dark, but the rest of the day was clear. We tracked it up in Pacific Heights all morning, and though we met a lot of rather nice people, we were not able to teach anyone. We had lunch at the pad. I had to change my shirt because it fell victim to a bird drive-by bomb attack. To a bird's dive bomb attack while tracking. So a bird flew by and took a crap on my shirt. I received a letter today from Brother B, which was my only letter this week. I was happy to get a letter from him because I have not heard from him in a long time. The rest of the day we tried without much success to catch our investigators home. A little after lunch, we helped the ward set up for the party by setting up the tables and chairs. While we were walking down the street, we saw Bob T., one of the people running for state senate, and I gave him a pass-along card. He took the card and then asked if I vote in the district, in which I responded that I was vote absentee ballot in Idaho. Later in the night, we called Elder G to tell him about it, and he said, "You'll never guess who we TI'd into in our area today," trying to make him think that we talked to somebody really famous. After we told him who it was, he was disappointed. We have called him a few times before and made him think that we met somebody famous, and the first week President Hawkins was in Hawaii, we had Elder G thinking that we met him, but no, it was Bob T. We ate dinner with the ward and brought the salad we made. Last night, Sister R scolded us for making anything for the ward dinner and told us that we should let the ward members do it because they have more money. After dinner, we visited a few people and then came back home to get our leftovers. We came back to get our leftovers, salad, and our dishes. At the pad after closing, we played 4 games of chess. I won the first 3, but lost the last because I was trying to get 2 queens. Sunday, the 5th of September, 2004. Mostly clear all day, light wind, hot. It rained hard after dark. I did not sleep very good last night, so I had the hardest time staying awake at church. Although today was Fast Sunday, it was also ward conference, so no one bore testimony. Because of a ward conference, there was no PEC meeting today. We just studied our scriptures at the church. A little after church, we picked up Mike T. and tried to visit all of our investigators, but no one was home. We only had Mike for about 2 hours. This was the most boring day ever because no matter who we tried to visit, they were not home. We tracked it for a little over an hour. Met a lot of nice people, but was not able to teach. One house had a huge cross in the front, and the man that lives there was trying to save our souls. He told me that to be saved, I must deny the Book of Mormon. I told him that if I denied the Book of Mormon, it would offend God because it is truly the Word of God. He was a nice guy, but would not budge on his way of thinking, and even accept the possibility of what we were saying might be true. I bore a strong testimony of the truth of what I believe after he told me to pray about the Book of Mormon. After he told me to pray about the Book of Mormon and told him that it is by praying that I know the truth of the church and the Book of Mormon. There really isn't much worth writing about that happened the rest of the night. We just walked around and then we had dinner at the pad. I am really getting bored with this area and kind of hope that I leave soon, but I would also gladly stay because I know that it is where the Lord would want me. There are a lot of great people in this area, but the area is small and there is not a lot to do sometimes. Monday, the 6th of September 2004. Last night, hot, Clear, hot, light wind. Actually, there was also a little rain midday, but the rest of the day was clear. This morning we went hiking with Elder G, Elder H, Elder S, Elder F, the Japanese elder, Elder M, and an investigator from the Makiki ward named Mike. Where we hiked was a cave that went under the road to a shore, and we walked along the shore and the rocks and took pictures, chased crabs, etc. Later, about 11, we played volleyball at the tabernacle. I wrote letters to Mom and to the B family. We brought Elder S with us to go shopping. Elder F also. We used so many miles because of them. We had to take them to the zone leader's pad to get some of their laundry, take them to our pad to get the rest of it washed, and to place for them to email. Back to their pad and drop off their food, back to our pad to pick up their clothes, and then back to their pad. While we were at our pad, we all ate dinner. By the time we were finished helping Elder S and Elder F, it was 20:30, and Elder G had to prepare his mini training for zone meeting tomorrow. Today felt like an utter waste because we did not talk to anyone about the church, and we used way too many miles, so we'll have to walk a lot this month. Tuesday, the 7th of September 2004. Clear, hot, light wind. At district meeting, Elder G and Elder S gave their mini trainings. After district meeting, we all went to the curry house for lunch, but I did not eat there. After everyone finished their food, I ate at Taco Bell. Elder G had an appointment with Dr. B to check his teeth, so he stayed in town after lunch. While I waited for Elder G at the dentist's office, I talked to a lady about the church for a while, and then I read Jesus the Christ. When we got back into our area around 15:30 until about 17:30, we tracked to Booth Road. We did not teach anyone, but did talk to a lot of people. One of the people that we talked to was a Jehovah's Witness man who said that he studied the Book of Mormon until he found the truth. I thought to myself, well, that's nice. I used to study with a Jehovah's Witness before I found the truth. We talked to a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses today. Most of the people that we talked to today while tracking were old, but one house, when I knocked, a young lady came to the door that was so stunningly beautiful and friendly that for a second I almost forgot that I was going to say. And then to make it worse, she laughed, which almost made me stumble on my words. She was probably my age or just slightly younger, and oh so cute. Well, anyhow, I told her why we were there, and she told us she was not interested. We met Jessica and Crystal after we finished tracking and reminded them about their appointments tomorrow with us at the R family's house. We taught the L family the discussions on the restoration of the church and invited them to bring a friend to church. We ended the night with a visit to the R family and reminded them about tomorrow. After we got all of the important things out of the way, Sister R wanted to talk to us about the list. She said we should make a list of things or attributes that our wife must possess, things we will be willing to compromise on attributes that she must not have. She said now is the time to decide these things, not after you start dating. She also told us to know, she knows from experience that opposites attract is bad and you shouldn't run from it. And she knows because it caused her to have an ex-husband. I told her that I am not in a hurry to get married and even date because I am scared of girls. Both times I thought I loved someone, and about every time I liked somebody I got burned. Wednesday, the 8th of September, 2004. Clear all day until dark. After dark, light rain, hot light wind. After week plan and lunch, we worked on the pad. After we removed the toilet and the bathroom floor, we realized that the plumbing stuff that the L's, the landlord, bought would not work. We could not get a hold of them, so we tried all the other ward members that we could think of. Finally, we got a hold of someone who could help. When I called Brother Ale, I explained to him that our dilemma and that we cannot drive our vehicle today, Car Appreciation Day, About 10 minutes after I called him, he was at our pad to take a look at the part that we need. By the time he brought back the new flange, I had the new subfloor in the bathroom. We quickly laid the new tile where the toilet was going to go and then reinstalled the toilet. After we finished, we had to rush to clean up because Brother R was going to pick us up at our house. Brother R picked us up and we met Jessica and Crystal at the park. They followed us to the R family's home. After we all ate, we put in Joy to the World, but Jessica and Crystal could not stay to watch it because during the early part of the show, their rude roommate called telling them that she was going to call the cops on them, etc. We all told them that their roommate had no legal rights to the place since she was not on the lease, but nevertheless they had to go take care of the situation. The devil works hard to keep people from hearing about the truth. After Jessica and Crystal left, I had the R family write something in my book. Brother R gave us a ride to the K family house so we could talk to Jared. We did not get to teach because Jared had to leave to help Kat with the car. We walked home in the rain after we talked to the K family for a little while. Thursday, the 9th of September 2004. Mostly clear, but a few light showers here and there. Light wind, hot. We tracked Paao Street Road all morning and did not even get close to teaching anyone, though lots of people were home. We had lunch at the pad and then did some follow-up visits. Around 1500, we were walking back to the truck from Jessica's house. She was not home. And happened to see Tony Ian, the drunk retired senator. He wanted us to help some of his friends and told us he would show us where they lived, etc. This was the first time that I have ever rode in a Mercedes or with a drunk. We picked up shovels from Tony's house in our truck, and then after we went home, we changed into our service clothes, and we went to the people's house to help. The people we were helping are a little crazy. Half the time they did not know what they wanted us to do, and sometimes the crazy lady would yell at us for no reason. What was going on is this. Someone had lots of dirt they wanted to get rid of, and these people had a huge low spot in their yard, so that Tony worked it out where they would haul the dirt there. Elder G and I moved a lot of dirt in a wheelbarrow to fill the low spot by the house. While we were there, something pretty funny happened. The truck pulled in a small spot and dumped the dirt. His only way out was the way he came in, so he almost got himself stuck, and it took him over 10 minutes to get the truck turned enough to get out of the narrow opening. Before we left, the people, one of the same members of the family, gave us $24 to split. We tried to talk him out of giving us money, but he wanted to do it. After we cleaned up, we made a few visits and then went to the word flood to help out. I went with the young men's president and a non-member boy who worries a lot and asks a lot of questions. We had 2 very good visits with less active families. After the word flood, there was refreshments. When we left, we gave Elder S and Elder F a ride and bought us all Burger King food out of the money that we were given today. When Elder G and I got home, we worked on laying tile until it was time to go to bed. We are almost finished with all of the tile. Friday, the 10th of September 2004. Mostly clear, but it rained 3 or 4 times today. We walked all day and didn't so much as start the track today. No one gave us a ride either. We tracked it all morning and did not teach. Here in Hawaii, it is hard to tell if someone lives in a house sometimes because there are a lot of houses that would be condemned if they were in Idaho, yet there are people living in them. Well, I got ran out of an apartment complex thing today by the rude lady manager. I think that I have been run off at least one place in every area with the possible exception of Kauai. We had lunch at the pad and then walked to some of the old investigators' houses, but as luck would have it, they were not home. We visited Brother L for a little while. A lot of the day is not worth mentioning, but later in the day we dropped by to see Jessica and Crystal to find out how everything worked out for them after their episode on Wednesday, but only Crystal was home. We talked with her for a long time about the gospel, but as soon as Jessica came home, the conversation went south, so we only stayed a little longer and then left. We dropped by Camilla and Kim and set up an appointment for tomorrow, and then came home around 20:30 for dinner. Saturday, the 11th of September 2004. It rained almost all day long, but there were a few breaks in the showers. Sometimes it rained hard and sometimes light, hot with a light wind. We tracked the Booth Road all morning and did not teach anyone. We had lunch at the pad, and I received a letter from my mother. Elder F called to ask us to bring his tape back, so we drove over to his pad and gave it to him. We picked up money for dinner from the M family, and then visited or tried to visit some current and former investigators. We then tracked Justina Street. While tracking, we met a Buddhist girl named Cynthia, who is the only one in her family that can speak English, and she speaks it very well. She does not have a belief in God or Jesus Christ, so that is what we talked about most of the time. She had a lot of intelligent questions. She asked us how long we had been members of the church, and I told her 3 years. She asked how old I was when I joined. When I told her, she said that I am young. Elder G then asked her how old she is. She is only 13, 10 years younger than me, and she thinks that I am young. Oh well, I am really impressed at how smart she is at 13. She is interested in what we have to say, but very skeptical though. She did agree to read some of the Book of Mormon and pray about it, and also to pray to see if there is a God. A few houses later, we taught a Filipino man named Arnold. I don't know how interested he is, but he did take the Book of Mormon. The rest of the day we spent following up on current and former investigators. We visited Julia and Clifford P. Julia said that she might come to church tomorrow. She has not been in over a month. Our last visit was to the K home to try to catch Jared and Kat, but neither of them were there, so we talked to Brother K for a while and then came back to the pad to eat dinner. In this area, we sure had a hard time finding people home, it seemed like. Sunday, the 12th of September 2004. Rain often, sun half the day, light wind hot. In Elders' Quorum today, the topic was being loyal citizens, and Brother B told everyone that it is okay to break the laws if you don't agree with them. I could not just sit idly by and let him teach false doctrine, even if he is on the bishopric. So I read Doctrine and Covenants 58:21, which tells us not to break the laws of the land. Everyone in Elders' Quorum, with the exception of Brother B and Brother K, agreed with me. I had a smile on my face, and Brother B thought that I was smirking at him, so he got pretty bent out of shape and told Elder G that he wanted to talk to us outside. Brother M was not having it and jumped in on our behalf and told Brother B to calm down. Well, Brother B got so upset that he left, and later found out that he would have even left the church and went the ways of the world if Brother M had not talked to him shortly after he left Elders' Quorum. After Brother B left, Brother M talked to me and told me not to worry about it because I did nothing wrong in sharing the scripture to show that the Lord wants us to obey the law. I sincerely thanked him for his helping out with the situation. Immediately after the close of the meeting, he went and talked to the bishop about it. I had to teach gospel principles today because we did not have a teacher. Jared came to sacrament meeting and Sunday school. Julie P. came to sacrament. After church was over, Bishop A. wanted to talk to us and Brother B. Brother B apologized, and then I think that he expected us to, but there was nothing for us to apologize for, so we did not. The bishop told Brother B to always act like a member of the bishopric and told us to be careful about sensitive subjects. After church, we had lunch and personal study at the pad. We tried to see about half of our investigators, but they were not home. We had dinner from the F family. After dinner, we taught a member discussion and the L family to the L family. The L family kids are really smart and they have a good answers for all of our questions, knows the gospel well, and reads great. Anyhow, I thought it was kind of funny that a member of the bishopric wanted to fight me because I disagreed with him on a topic. Part of the day was clear, but every few hours there was heavy rain, hot, good breeze, hot. Elder G and I played tennis with the zone leaders for a while, and then we came back to our pad and I wrote letter to my mother. Elder G, Elder H, Elder S, Elder F were supposed to come to our pad to play games, etc. But since Elder G got a call for zone leader, he thinks he is better than everyone else, and not only would he not come or give anyone a ride over here, but he refused to talk to anyone. Since no one came, I spent almost all day working on the pad while Elder G slept on the couch. I want to get everything finished, so just in case I get transferred, because if I don't fix it, it'll never get fixed. I mailed a couple of boxes full of my stuff home to my mother's house to keep for me until I get home. We were supposed to teach Sam A tonight, but because of work, he had to cancel, so after we tried a few other people, we dropped by to see Jessica and Crystal. Jessica was not home when we got there, but Crystal invited us in to meet her cousins. After we talked a while, Jessica came home. This was the first time that I have ever been in the house, a step in the right direction. After our visit, we went back to our pad for dinner. Elder G got a call from the assistants to the president telling him that he will be training in another area. So it sounds as if I will be staying here for another transfer, and possibly the rest of my mission. But I am not sure yet. I still might be going. It really does not matter if I have to stay or not. Whatever the Lord requires is right. Tuesday, the 14th of September, 2004. Clear for the first little while, off and on, and throughout the day. There were a few heavy rain showers today, light wind, hot. After his own meeting, we all went to Pizza Hut for lunch. I received a letter from Joan, my younger sister. This is the first letter I have received from her in about 7 months. I also received my transfer call in the mail. I am going to KA in the Kona zone with Elder D. When we found out that both Elder G and I are transferring, we decided to finish all we could on the pad today, which we did. When we finished, we gave Brother L all of his tools back. After we ate the dinner that Sister V dropped off for us, we gave the bishop his saw back, and we gave the L family their tennis rackets. We dropped by the K family home to have them sign my book and to talk to Jared and Kat. Wednesday, the 15th of September, 2004. Clear, hot, light wind. Around 8 this morning, we met Elders P and Elder C, Elder G, Elder H, and Elder L, the senior elder for the office, at the tabernacle to help bring furniture for the P family, a senior couple. We had to go to Kaneohe to pick up the stuff. I drove the truck for my area, and Elder P came with me. 2 other trucks were also driven to the Kaneohe. Elder G and I went home after we got all the stuff in my truck hauled up to the P's apartment. When we got home, we worked on the area book, etc., getting it ready for the next elders. I keep pretty good records, and there were only a few things that I had to update. After we had lunch, we met a lady that called us and gave her a video about family. She saw an advertisement on a TV for one of our videos and was going to call the 800 number, but thought my neighbor is Mormon and I'll ask her. And she did, so Sister D gave her our number and had her call us. We talked to the lady for a while and offered to teach her how to quit smoking. She was interested in the program. There is a lot of teaching potential there, and I hope the next elders take advantage of it. We spent most of the rest of the day visiting people. We visited the drunks at the park for a while and then went to the hospital to see Steve. When we later informed our drunk friends that we had seen Steve, one of them was a little upset because he bet the other guys that we would not go. We visited Jessica and Crystal and read the Book of Mormon with them. We also visited the R family and the K family. We had dinner with the T family, and on the way home, we said farewell to Brother L, who was at the church. When we got home, there was a message from Brother Q asking us to come to give his wife and son a blessing. Even though it was after 2100, we figured it was okay to do good, so we went out. I blessed the Q family. I blessed Sister Q and anointed their son Jebson. When transfer calls came in, the only new information we received was where and when we were to be on Friday morning. Thursday, the 16th of September, 2004. Clear, hot, light wind. This morning, during personal study, President Hawkins called to talk to Elder G and I. After President talked to G, he talked to me and told me that the reason that he is putting me with Elder D is that he is going home one winter early, and since he is close to the end, he is a little trunky. He told me that I was to work him hard and keep him from getting trunky. President also told me that he anticipates that next transfer will be my last transfer. He will have me train a new missionary, but he just needs to see if that is what the Spirit tells him to do. I decided that since I would not be needing my bike anymore, that I would sell it. So I called the office and talked to Elder M, but he told me that if I leave it at the office, he will not try to sell it, but I will become property of the mission. So I said, okay, I'll sell it today. I really don't think that he believed that I could sell it that fast. Right after I hung up with Elder M, I started calling members to ask if they wanted to buy a bike. When I called Brother Q and told him that I paid about $400 for it and only wanted $50 out of it, he told me that he would buy it. Elder G and I packed until about lunchtime and then went to pick up my bike at the office. When we went to the office, all the office couples were helping President celebrate his birthday and invited us to join them. President told me that he had a lot of faith in me and that I can help Elder D have a good last transfer. Sister Hawkins told me that Elder D is pretty trunky and that she knows that I can help him. Elder M was surprised that I sold my bike so fast. After we picked up the bike, we went to the Punchville National Cemetery with Elder G and Elder H, Elder S, Elder F, Elder P, and Elder C to eat lunch and take pictures. After lunch and until about dinner time, 1800, Elder S, Elder F, Elder G, and I were together in the Awayolimu ward. The first thing that we did was to take my bike to the Q family. We tried to visit all of our solid investigators. We visited Jessica and a few others, and then we went to one of S and Elder F's appointments with the less active member. Elder G and Elder S went to Elder S's dinner, and Elder F went with me to my dinner at the K family. After dinner, all four of us met together again and went to see Jared and Kat. The bishop told them the bishop and our family. We dropped by Elder Smith and C company off at their pad and finished up the things that we had to do. Well, that will be it for this episode. I really appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment down below, and I will get back with you as soon as I can and answer your questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.